we talked about the challenges, which are great, but there are also lots of beautiful, beautiful things.
Yeah.
What are the main attributes you're looking for in a designer when you're looking at hiring? Whether it's a emerging designer, someone new, just coming, just straight from being graduated, or someone more experienced.
Yeah.
What is it that stands out for you?
Yeah, I mean, being a big thinker is probably the big thing, because our world is about ideas. We trade in ideas. Ideas are what back up everything that we do. You see it expressed visually, but it's the ideas that back it up. I mean, as a strategic branding agency, what we always say to clients is, before you see anything visual, you're going to talk to our strategists. You're going to go through a brand strategy process, which is backed by data and insights and research, and then that connects with the creative brief that guides the creative team. So that generation of ideas is really important. Big thinkers, people that question, that don't just accept the status quo, that think about things. That's really important. Obviously, creativity and talent is really important, because those two go together hand in hand. I think the ability to understand and empathise with the world is really critical, and having a level of understanding, well, not a level, a big understanding of human beings and what drives them is important. And what we like to see is people, personally at Block, people who are engaged in the world as well, that are engaged in things outside of their work or their own little sphere. So we will look at the whole person to see what they're engaging in, what their likes are, what they understand with different parts of the world, because we work across all different business sectors. So that broad view is really important.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess that's a common thread in marketing and advertising in general, where, because we're representing different businesses, we need to have that. But even more generally, we live in a society, we live in a culture. There are trends, there are matters, emerging matters. There's a variety of things that will be reflected in communication style, that will be reflected in the next product or next services that we will need. So as marketers and advertisers, on all aspects of marketing and advertising, you need to have an understanding of that, or at least perceive it, a perception of that, to be able to translate that in whatever you create and whatever you come up with. It's very important to have that sense of connection with the wider world out there.
That's right.
And an interest to be part of it, and sometimes even steer it in a certain direction.
Absolutely. And I think if you can't expect everybody, particularly when they're kind of emerging into the world, to have experience with a hugely broad range, but you want them to be the type of person who goes, I'll go and learn about that. Sure, I don't know anything about that sector, but I'm going to go and learn about it. I'm going to go and find out about it. So it's that quest for learning is really important. At a meeting I was at yesterday, or strategy day, around the future of work and skills for workplaces, we were talking about with creative sector people, it's that wonderment, having wonder. And I think that's a word that we don't use often anymore, but I love it. It's about, I wonder, I want to think, I want to ask, I am curious. So wonderment as a concept, I'm going to use it a lot now. I love it. I think that's, what I want to see in everyone. They're people who wonder.
It's a strong word.
It's a very strong word. It's a very strong word.
And I think I can relate, because, again, digital, super fast-paced, technology is always changing. You have to constantly keep changing and evolving, and keep your finger on the pulse.
That's true.
Because otherwise you miss out. So for us, a designer, with all the points that you've made, validate all of that, but we also need people who are fast learners, as you said, and keen to embrace technology. It's brilliant to be creative, it's amazing, but you have to be tech savvy to a certain extent. There's always new tools that are going to make you able to create even more or even better, in a different ways. So it's very important to stay attuned to that.
It is. It totally is. Again, at this strategy day that I was at yesterday for one of the boards that I sit on, which is all about workplace development and planning, and what's happening. The National Skills Commission, which did a big research report in 2021 to look at what are the skills that employees for the future need, and data and technology is one of the fastest emerging skills, and we obviously saw that completely accelerated during COVID, and the tech industry cannot keep up at the moment. There is massive skill gaps, but it is the fastest growing need. So I think that we have to have it every day as human beings interacting in society now, but in the workplace it is a critical skill these days.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the advertising world, marketing world is obviously no different. And I mean, you can see that, the amount of space that digital is now taking in the marketing and advertising world. I mean, we spend more time on a phone or on a screen that we do, on paper, really realistically. And the volume of ads we are bombarded with, or communication in general, we are bombarded with. And I think it's important that designers, because they're so central to that, understand that you need to create for digital.
Yes.
Not just create broadly, but
Yes.
for digital. There's
Yeah.
different platforms, different channels. That means different size. How do you adjust your brand to all these different formats?
Yeah.
And it's quite interesting because it creates new challenges from a design perspective.
It does, yeah.
Which is different, but quite welcome.
Yes, yeah, that's right. And it gives an opportunity for people to learn more and think more and also update their skills as well.
And push boundaries,
and
going
push
back to
boundaries.
that.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing. That's a great thing.
It is.